Hello folks, welcome to Brushed Up Minis. Here we are. I'm working on a new commission and it is for a game called Starwars Rebellion. It's a strategy board game really, I guess, a bit of resource management, a bit of strategy, a bit of tactics. But I was asked to paint up the miniatures for it, and I have to say they're very lovely miniatures considering the scale that they come in at. Let me show you some. I'm finishing off some TIE fighters here. As you can see, I'm just mounting them up, getting ready for the airbrush to put the prime on. It's a good idea to put things on sticks, especially when there's small things like this, and maybe your fingers will leave smudge marks on the. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this under the camera. There we go. But yeah, especially for airbrushing. The miniature to start with for priming and even base coating and gradation, it's definitely a good idea to stick them on sticks such as this. There you go. You don't need to be perfect, just enough so your grubby fingers don't make a mess of things. Oh, there we go. I can make messes of things on my own, I don't need a new airbrush to do it. Right, there we go. There's another fella, so I'll put them down. So hang on, I'll show you the rest of the figures that we're going to be doing. Here's the figures here. So there is a lot of them, as you can see here. The dark grey ones, and the Star Destroyers, the proud Imperial Navy, and over here the cream coloured ones are the terrorists. Okay, so here we have our airbrush thinner, and here we have our airbrush. I use a Renegade Chrome. Look at the shine. So here we go. Pitching the mix in. So what was that, about 8? So what I'm going to do is give 4 squirts. There we go. Right, cool. And I will put that off to the side at the moment. Get a little bit of something to test our airbrush on. There we go. A little bit of white paper. Yep. Nice. Cool. So first things first. Let's go with these TIE fighters. Seeing these were here anyway. Just give them a nice black. Such an iconic imagery now. The TIE fighter. Sorry, that's the airbrush compressor kicking in. Hopefully it won't distort my voice too much, or cause any mischief with the camera operation. The secret to airbrushing I've found, especially for priming or base coating or whatever, is just to keep that brush moving. Don't let anything, too much paint gather at the one time in any one space, and that way you can just keep that great thin coat that airbrushes are so well known for, and rightfully so. They change your life if you get used to using one, or you can even get your hands on even a cheap one. These things change the way you approach your hobby, really. No more stinking spray paint. Oh, it's so good. Although I still do use spray paint sometimes, just because it's in bulk. It can often be easier than having to set the airbrush up and thin it and blah 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 blah. Especially, like I say, in bulk miniatures. So I think that one looks okay. Just let that dry slightly, and you can see now they're nice and black. There, that's the thin matte coat you can get with an airbrush. I'm just going to give it one little more dance over. There we go. Lovely. Okay, what we got? That looks good. I'll just blast them in the front a little. There we go. That's a lot of TIE fighters. Okay, so let's do some cool. Let's do a Star Destroyer. So I'm just doing these with hand because the paint will dry fast enough. Everything is looking very blackened and primed, which is nice. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start on the grey coats for the Imperials. That's thin. So what I'm going to do now is just give them all a thin coat of this. Lovely. That looks good. And I'm just going to go across them pretty much like the Prime, but I'm just going to do it pretty much from one angle, so we... yeah, that's going on very nice. The primer's showing through in the cracks and things, which is what we want. And I'm going to take it from this angle, like so. And from this angle, like so. They look good. Let's look around there. Yep. So I'm not going to spray from underneath, I'm just going to let the black underneath be the shadow on the craft. Actually, what I'll do is I'll go down the row like this bit. Yeah, and just from the side as well. These are the transport ships. I guess they deliver stormtroopers to cause a nuisance. There we go, there's the other ones. So from above. Okay, now this time this is sort of a highlight layer, so it's the top end of our tone. We have the black primer is the shadow tone really. Then we've got our mid grey, and this time we're going to be putting on our highlighted lighter grey. So just a bit all from above, like this, and get it mostly to the middle. I am just mixing up some white now because I realised I got to do the stormtroopers, but I'm also going to use that as a way to just give another tiny coat of highlight onto the ship models. Now this is mixing in with the grey that was in before it, so it shouldn't be pure white because we don't want pure white, it's a bit too much. Actually, now first I'm going to do the stormtroopers like I did the other things, pretty much sort of from above so as to create shadow. There we go. Test the brush. Yep, cool. Let's do it from up here. Going down the way. Cool armor of the Imperial Stormtroopers. They really are absolutely iconic, aren't they? Super duper. Right, now, do I want to do this? Yeah, the flow seems pretty decent. What I'm going to do is just do a very light white across these. Just adds a sort of dusty look to them. Very thin, And careful coat. And obviously from directly from above. Just get the ATATs in. Oh, as little as that. See now, you can see the tone differences on the Star Destroyers. With the application of ink to it, it should bring the tones into one thing, so, or into one gradient. So that looks good to me. I'm just going to clean up and then I'm going to get ready to put the first wash on to make them pop.